Welcome to Detective Diaries, brought to you by Private Detectives Answer Investigation. If you are captivated by the art of deduction, the thrill of solving the unsolvable, or the enigmatic world of private investigation, you've just found your new favorite podcast. Detective Diaries is where secrets unravel and the truth is always a clue away. Presented by Private Detectives Answers Investigation, each episodes contain offbeat conversations about the real people involved in investigation.
Here at Answers Investigation, we have the pleasure of opening our doors to work experience candidates, placement students, and all manner of enthusiastic young people wanting to become detectives. In one of our previous episodes, we spoke with Etienne Middleton, who spent a full month with us learning the tradecraft of being a private detective. But today, I have the joy of being joined by Lilia Moore, who has just spent a full week with us here at Answers Investigation. I know you're keen to share some insights, so without further ado, I'm going to hand over to Lilia to tell us a bit more about you.
Thank you, Harry. Hello, I'm Lilia. I'm currently in my last year of sixth form at St. Cat's. I've always loved solving mystery, like crime-solving mystery books, TV shows, anything to do with crime I've always loved. One of my biggest hobbies is swimming, and I am currently trained as a lifeguard and a swim teacher.
Very cool. Very cool. So, obviously, you've spent a week with us here, but has this always been your ambition to look into the world of private investigation?
Yes, it always has from a very young age. As I said, I've always loved crime. So my number one goal in life has always been to go to university, hopefully Leeds Beckett next year to study criminology.
Awesome.
I've always just loved everything to do with crime, and I think criminology is the best next step for me.
When do you think that, if we want to call it a word obsession perhaps, where did that come from, do you think?
I honestly think it was just, when I was younger, I always loved reading like mystery books. If my parents ever said go to the library, pick a book, I'd always go to the mystery section first. I'd never go to like any other like random, I'd always be the mystery section. I read all, like any mystery book you can think of, I always read it. I got given them like years and years for Christmas and everything. And then when I started watching documentaries and everything, I only ever watched crime documentaries.
So it sounds like you had your head buried in a lot of literature then. So, I mean, if I could ask, what was your favourite then?
I actually cannot remember the name of the series, but it was these series about these two girls who just travelled the world and just solved a lot of mysteries, like anything that they could possibly think of. That's all that they just went around and did. I think it was something like, one of the books was called Arsenic for Tea. I think it was like, I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me, but I loved those books. I still have one from the school library. I probably should give it back. But I still have one and I loved them. Like they were the best thing I ever read when I was a child. I loved them.
Yes, those late return fees are mounting up.
Yeah.
So if we talk about, obviously you've seen it in books, you've read it in books, you've seen it on, as you say, your documentaries and so forth. What's been the main difference then to actually doing the real thing, would you say?
I just think it feels a lot more real almost. It feels like because yesterday I went out and I was on a mission following this person who husband thought maybe cheating, whatever. So I just thought, like, it's now me. It's now I'm the person who has to do it. It's not like I'm watching it going, oh, like that, I wouldn't have done that. Now it's my choice to make these decisions. And I just felt that was really like special, and it's kind of felt like it was finally my turn to go and do something. And I thought, it's like good, I'm making like a difference in the world, which I felt like was quite nice. It's not like people like nursing or like doctors or whatever. I felt like this is how I can make a difference in the world, which I thought was...
So, as you say, getting involved and doing the real thing, has it perhaps changed your view on the differences of the books to real life?
I think it has. It made me realise a lot more that it's not just like characters in books or TV shows. It's like real life people that you either need to protect or you need to put away to find out what they're doing or anything like. I think it has made me realise that it is more real than what I ever thought, but I think that's definitely for the best. I think it's not in a bad way at all.
So we haven't put you off just yet then?
Not just yet, no.
So you talked about a bit of surveillance and what you've done, but can you give us some highlights of what happened this week for you?
Yeah, so on Monday I was here just answering, I was learning the ways of the computer, learning the ways of the system and everything. I was answering some emails and everything, filling out forms, which I think some people may think, oh, a bit boring, but I think, as my mum likes to say, you've got to do the boring stuff if you want to do the exciting stuff, you know, always got to do the admin. And then on Tuesday, I went up to London, which was very exciting, lovely, pretty Christmas lights and everything. And I was sat in while Torva and Adina did fingerprinting, which was lovely to see. It was just exciting to see like how, you know, reacting with actual customers about filling out forms, sometimes difficult, you know, depending on whatever. And then Wednesday, I went out with Jess for for my first day of surveillance, which was, I think, a massive highlight of my week, definitely. It was just exciting, especially following her car and everything. Like, it was just very exciting. And then I came back to the office and filled out my first, what's it called? You know, Harry?
Report, I'm guessing.
Report. Thank you. The first report, which I actually found it really enjoyable. I really like it. Just made everything come together in my head, and I was like, "That's what I've done. I've actually done something with the day." And then on Thursday, I went back and did the same surveillance with Torva. We waited outside her office for 9 hours in the rain. But it was definitely fun. I got to know Torva a bit better and just got to know everything about everything. It was great. And then this morning I came in and I wrote the report, which again helped me put everything together. And I just felt like it was really, I think it was a really valuable experience to actually go out in the field and actually see how it works. And then even like with the admin and the fingerprinting, to see the other side. It was just, I really, really enjoyed the whole week. I thought it was great.
So was it like how you imagined? Was it a bit different?
I think it was like how I imagined. I always thought, you know, following someone, surveilling someone, like that's always how I've thought it was. But it was just so nice to be there, like in reality, actually doing it. Like it was me actually doing it, not watching someone on a documentary or a video or anything. I think it was great.
So you're going to write your own novel about your experiences, perhaps?
Oh, I would love to, but I wouldn't quite say I'm the biggest writer in the world. But I would always tell people about this because it was great.
Brilliant. So university, you obviously mentioned how that's in your plans, but where does that take you? Where do we see you in the future?
Oh, honestly, anywhere within the world of crime, preventing crime, not committing crime.
Make that clear, yeah.
Exactly. I would love to come back here. I feel like I honestly would love to do this job. It's great. Maybe I'll come back in the summer for the more work experience. But I think either that or in detective in the police, major crimes investigator, anything to do with that, maybe MI6. I don't know if I can say that in case I imagine if I actually am in it. But anything to do with that, really. I love like this world of investigating. I think it's great.
Do you have any family members or people in this kind of profession at all?
I don't have any family members, but I know a few people through friends, especially one of my teachers. Her friend's husband, I think, he is not a judge, a criminal defence lawyer.
Okay.
So I went and did a week of work experience in Croydon Crown Court with him,
Brilliant.
which it showed me I didn't want to be a lawyer, which, you know, but it was really interesting to see it from the other, like another perspective, see it from the other side, that it's not just like how they put people away, like the steps they have to take, the amount of work they have to do to find cases or find evidence and everything. It was eye-opening, definitely.
I was going to say, it sounds like you're getting insight from all areas of the justice system, so that's brilliant.
Yeah.
So just moving away from the world of work for a second, you mentioned about swimming. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, so I've been a competitive swimmer since I was 7. I've been at the same swimming club again since I was 7. It basically is my life. My world revolves around it. I've met most of my friends from there. I've met my boyfriend from there. My parents are very involved in our swimming club. It's been my whole life. The reason I became a lifeguard and a swim teacher was because I was a swimmer. Like if you meet most swimmers, the guarantee that the job that they do, like the little whatever job, is either a lifeguard or a swim teacher. It kind of just progresses into that because you get older and they go, do you want a job? You're always at a pool anyway. Just stay at the pool, be a lifeguard, be a swim teacher. So I do love it. It's my passion. I love swim teaching as well. It's great to see how kids progress and grow as well. It's very sweet.
It must be quite rewarding when you've picked up these lessons, and obviously, I mean, it sounds like you do competitions as well.
Yes,
Yeah?
I do, yes.
Brilliant.
Quite a lot of them. I used to do more when I was younger, running out of time a bit more now because of A-levels and everything. But yeah, so I used to compete a lot when I was younger, my swimming club all the time. But most weekends I was either at a gala or another competition or anything. But yeah, so it is very, very rewarding watching kids who couldn't swim going into their first competition. It's very, very sweet to watch, and watching them do their first race, coming out and being like, I did it. I'm like, oh, well done. Like, it's so rewarding.
Really satisfied as well.
Yes.
Is there anything that's transferred, would you say, from that world into perhaps this one or any other for that matter?
My mum always says that I'm quite a resilient person. I feel like that has definitely come from my swimming, my swim teaching and everything. That you have to be quite resilient, especially if kids don't want to listen to you, or they're just not like really progressing in the way that you thought they would, or yourself, you thought you could do better. And like, I feel like quite resilient. So I feel like that can definitely transfer into here if something's happened, or I'm like, oh, like we're not finding anything. Like, you just have to keep going, keep pushing yourself, be determined, be resilient. Yeah.
It just sounds like I wish I had you as a teacher back when I was learning to swim. I think we were just all chucked in the pool and thought, there you go, fend for yourselves a little bit.
Harry, can I ask you a question?
You certainly can.
How did you get into this line of work, this job?
Sure. So, oddly enough, actually, I was in a very similar position to where you were. I came to Answers on a one-year placement scheme, and using your words, it taught me a lot about insight. You learn how it really is compared to the textbooks. It's actually completely different, in my opinion. Textbooks can only go so far with that. And yeah, I like to consider the placement year to probably be one of the most eye-opening things I've ever done. Here I am 8 years later. It is Marmite, you love it or you hate it, and I love it. So here I am still.
How did you get the placement?
Do you know, that is quite interesting because I was at University of Portsmouth at the time. There was a lot of competition around this sort of thing. But what I did notice is that, and this is, really good for you as well, I had to seek out something which was relevant. A lot of the time there was placement opportunities where it might have been, Office of National Statistics, for example. Of course, a very valid and worthy placement. It isn't doing what we're doing here, and it isn't that sort of field work or the fingerprinting or that kind of craft. So I sorted out and got into contact with the people here. And yeah, as I say, here I am.
Here you are 8 years later.
So following on from the surveillance then, I saw the weather outside. It looked pretty miserable. How bad was it?
It was an experience that I haven't yet experienced. Like, it was quite bad, quite rainy. Didn't stop raining, I think, from about 10 a.m. to about when we left. So I think it was about 7 hours we were stood out in the rain. My umbrella decided not to become waterproof anymore. It just dripped through. So I was just there. My shoes were very, very soggy. Just felt like I was standing in a puddle all day. It was still very fun, don't get me wrong, but if you're going to do it, wrap up warm and wear wellies is my advice to you.
Conditions are one of these things, isn't it? You can never predict it. One always hopes for the sunshine, but given this time of year, I don't think I'm going to be anywhere in sight. But no, you still enjoyed it though.
It was great. I would not change it for the world. It was very fun and very insightful, apart from the soggy feet.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. So what were you actually doing though? Tell us a bit more.
So we were surveilling this woman from her house to work, and then we basically sat outside her work for the day, seeing if she'd come out, see if she'd go anywhere that she hadn't told anyone about. But unfortunately for us, she actually didn't leave the building at all. So she was in there from 8:30 to, I think it was just before 5.
Right.
So we were just sat there waiting, didn't come out. But then she went for she did some shopping. I'm assuming some Christmas shopping, maybe, in the shops nearby. And then she went back to her car and drove to Winter Wonderland to spend the evening with her family, which is where we left her, and drove home.
So, I've obviously done this a number of times, but I'm always curious. What's going through your head when you're sat there, and obviously you are there for a full day, but you've got to keep eyes on, and you're thinking about this. What was going through your head at that time? I
think I was just hoping that she'd come out and do something. I think that was almost like my thing that kept going around my head. I was like, oh, I really hope she goes somewhere, does something, just so I could not like have something to do, but like just, you know, follow her, see what it would be like to do it. Like, obviously I know might not happen.
Sure.
Obviously wasn't expecting it. But I think it was good that I learned that not everything, like some stuff doesn't happen. Sometimes she can just be in there, or whoever you're surveilling and just be stuck in there all day, and you just have to know. But it wasn't, obviously I wasn't disappointed or anything, because you have to learn it. But, you know, was hoping for a bit of like maybe chase, a bit of excitement following her through. But yeah, it was kind of like how I imagined it. I feel like with surveilling, it either goes one way or the other. Like she either does, or they either do something, or you don't, and you just wait. And that's just how the job does.
Yeah, it's very true, isn't it? It's sometimes you just think, oh, I've been here for 5-6 hours, I'm getting bored, something's got to happen to, you know, put some life into this. But at the same time, you could be watching somewhere for about 6-7 hours, and it gets to the last 10 minutes and back, everything happens all at once.
That's kind of what happened yesterday. We sort of saw her and we were so excited. At that point we were so wet. We were praying, like, please, anyone who comes out of that building, please be her, please be her. And eventually we saw her and we followed her and everything. So that part was very, very exciting. I very much enjoyed that part. But yeah.
Excellent. No, well, as I say, it's really wonderful to hear you getting involved in all the other variety of work that we do. So, I mean, you've taken some fingerprints as well? Going back to that
I have. I did that. So I came for a day in the summer earlier this year as well, which was very valuable, taught me a lot about like the database, the fingerprinting and everything. And I did my first set of fingerprints on a client today, which he then actually took off. So hoping that they're okay and they let him through and everything with those fingerprints. But so I did my first set today, which was very exciting.
I'm sure they're brilliant. I know Torva looked over that and gave the good thumbs up. So it sounds all good to me.
I hope so.
Brilliant. If I may, you obviously mentioned about the highlights and obviously doing the surveillance and things. Was there anything different about, you know, people you met or the clients? Was that similar to what you thought was going to happen, or was that a bit different?
I feel like it just kind of showed me that anyone, like, especially with the surveillance, it could be anyone. You don't know who it is. Like, it was, this lady seemed very normal from my point of view. Like, it literally could be anyone. The fingerprinting, it was kind of feel like the clientele that I sort of thought is just people wanting visas or employment or everything just for another country. But it did show that, from my point of view, that there was a lot more steps in wanting to get another job in another country, getting a visa. It shows that it does take time, which I didn't realise how much time it did take, but that's something I learnt. Yeah,
well, I mean, it can be a very bureaucratic process sometimes for a lot of clients, but no, we do everything with power to basically get them going in the right direction, as you've seen with our sort of full services. Well, Lilia, I think you're amazing, and I really hope you've enjoyed this week.
I have. It's been amazing,
and I certainly will look forward to seeing you again, hopefully in the summer, if we can make that happen.
Yes, definitely.
Brilliant. So just for our young listeners, as a bit of a message to them, what can you say, perhaps those who are looking to go into this career, what would you say to them to perhaps give them a bit of inspiration?
Just follow your heart, do what you want, do your true passion, I think, and get work experience, definitely. I think my biggest advice would be get work experience. It will make your life so much easier, and it will show you what you do want to do and you don't want to do in life, because you never know, you might have your heart set on something and then you go and do it and you're like, oh, I actually don't like this. But in my case, I went and did it and I really did enjoy it. So it shows that it is an option for me to do in the future.
Well, there you go, folks. Get yourselves some work experience. You heard it here first. Lilia, thank you for joining us today. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Etienne Middleton, and listen to my podcast about my month-long work experience as a private detective, what it was like growing up in Singapore, and my life as a criminology student here on Detective Diaries.
Get involved. Detective Diaries is interactive, which involves you, the listener. Do you have a case you'd like discussed? A burning question about investigative life? Send an email to podcast@private-detectives.co.uk or reach out via social media. You may hear your story featured in an upcoming episode. Don't forget to leave your contact details.
Step back in time to the shadowy streets of Victorian London, where Detective Frederick Aberline faces one of history's greatest mysteries. In this gripping episode, uncover the secrets behind the infamous Jack the Ripper case, hear tales of Victorian investigation, and discover how Abeline's determination changed the course of crime solving. Are you ready to explore the truth hidden in the fog? Listen now on Detective Diaries.
We hope you enjoyed today's podcast, brought to you by Answers Investigation and UK Fingerprint. If you've enjoyed our conversation and want to learn more about the fascinating world of investigations, be sure to check out Private Detectives Answers Investigation. Their experienced team offers a wide range of discreet and professional services, helping you find the answers you need with integrity and expertise. If you're interested in fingerprint analysis or require specialist fingerprint services, don't miss UK Fingerprint. As one of the leading fingerprint companies in the UK, they provide everything from identification to background checks, working with individuals, businesses, financial institutions, and gambling companies. To find out more, visit www.private-detectives.co.uk, that's a minus sign, and www.ukfingerprint.co.uk. These are your go-to resources for investigative solutions and fingerprint expertise. You can call their office on 020 7158 0332. Thanks once again for tuning in. Until next time, stay curious and keep seeking the truth.